Bitch, I'm a cow.
I'm not a cat.
I don't say meow.
Hey, bitch,
Hey.
I'm a cow.
Oh yeah, now we go again. Such a noir.
Yeah. But it
But
doesn't have
anyway.
the E at the end, so you're like,
No, it's noir. It's noir like
Use
that.
that in French, yeah. Because it's
Yes.
not noir, it's in black.
But anyway, that's what we're discussing today, misogyny.
Yeah,
And
and
that-
the angry black woman
Trope.
Yeah.
Is it trope?
Yeah, I guess it's a trope.
I hope it's trope.
Trope.
Trope. Let us know. Like we literally. Are
You
we
just be
tripled?
saying words. So yeah.
So contextually, I mean, a lot of people think that when you speak about the angry black woman, you're just trying to defend yourself. But this is an actual myth,
Yeah.
trope that exists and has existed in history for the longest time. A lot of scholars have written about it. It has been contextualized, and it's just unfortunate that most of the stuff that exists is extremely like American based.
Yeah.
I couldn't find much resources on a South African level, but I know for a fact that when you explain it, everyone can relate.
Yeah, I mean, we can even look at historical figures in South Africa. Like Winnie Mandela was
An angry black
stereotypical angry black woman, if you think about it. She's been framed that way by apartheid
By
agents, and also
Men within the ANC, men
men
outside of
yeah.
the ANC, men within the church.
Exactly.
So it's like the stereotype carries heavy respectability politics, like they're intertwined. And when women do not fit inside of those sexist ideas of what a woman should be, even before we get to what a black woman should be, yeah, they become the angry black woman.
Yes. So I mean, we've experienced being the angry black woman, or even just being even if someone
Even as a girl,
yeah,
like
even
a
as a
5-year-old,
kid,
you're the
man.
angry black woman.
And even if they did not really say it outright, there's just always that thing of like
That
angry black woman,
you're being
or
hostile.
you're socialized from a young age. Like shit, I can't be so.
So actually, when was the first time
expressive.
that you were like, okay, let me not lose my shit right now because I'm going to be perceived as that person?
I think it was in high school probably. That's when I
You're
can
lucky.
think of.
Because
I'm sure there were incidents in primary school, but a bitch can't remember.
But I feel like it's also like maybe a bit personality based as well.
Yes,
because
exactly. So I've always been a quiet child, never really, always been very invisible, always hiding. And so as a result, obviously I was actually, I think primary school is a good time to start it at.
For me, I feel it's not much the angry black woman trope per se, but I think it ties into it. I can remember being in preschool and being aware of my surroundings and being aware of how much I must not be the aggressor in that space.
Yeah.
And then having to not react the way that a normal child would, because I'd be aware that as a young black kid, obviously at that time I didn't think that, but when I look back, I know that my behaviors were affected by the fact that you're this young black girl, and when Molly cries and says you did something, they're not going to second guess it. But when you cry and say Molly did something, Molly's going to cry, and then it's going to become about you and the way you addressed what Molly did to you. So I feel from as young as 5 years old, I was aware of how I need to deal with the way I experience grievances in public, and in relation to other white kids and in relation to young white boys, but especially like young white girls literally terrorized us in preschool. And that
I didn't
carries
really actually
through.
go. I only ever really experienced young white people when I went to grade 8.
You were lucky. You were lucky. I went through the most.
That's why I was like, in primary school, I'm not quite sure. Definitely high school. But in primary school, I mean, it was just mostly like us black kids. So, in as much as it was still there,
that you're the angry black girl. You're the angry girl.
Yeah, but it wasn't as in my face. It wasn't as like, damn, this is definitely
Overt.
what's
Yes.
happening. It was very covert. But just before we carry on, we need to just dial it back. So the angry black woman stereotype, what it does is it basically paints black women as aggressors. We are illogical, we are ill-tempered, we are, you know, overbearing and hostile
and ignorant.
and I mean, and one of the the things that or the I don't want to say stereotypes or whatever, the resting bitch face.
Yes,
like we
even the
replayed.
finger.
Yeah, the finger. You know the finger thing. You know how it is.
Serena was out there.
Yeah, we're proud of you, Queen. But yeah, and you're ignorant.
It's like any expression of discomfort or discontent or any way that a black woman expresses that she is not happy with the situation, she is gaslighted into believing that she is over exaggerating or her reaction is unwarranted, even when it's experiences that other people do not have. Because as we were saying earlier on, there are so few people who experience what black women experience as a group from a young age.
And I mean, even then, like I you know, sometimes I ask myself, like, have I really experienced anger to the fullest? Because of the socialization, we've been socialized so much to just kind of keep it suppressed,
like, and then
like
doubt yourself. No, maybe if I didn't say this, maybe if I didn't do
then maybe
this,
they'll take me seriously, because that's another thing as well. Like, I think you kind of have that thing in the back of your mind that says, if I speak a certain way, if I truly express how I feel, they are not going to listen to anything that I'm saying. I mean, they're not going to listen anyway. That's the gag.
Like, it literally doesn't serve you. Respectability does not serve anyone
at all. Like, it all it does is it just gaslights us.
Yeah, it gaslights others.
It takes us back emotionally, as well as when it comes to self-actualizing. Because when you become a fully self-actualized adult, you have to kind of grasp the full range of your emotions.
Yes.
And when you are, you know, when you have to deal with these tropes, it kind of takes you back.
Because now you can't understand your anger. You can't understand your sadness, because there's this idea that you must always be this cheerful, feminine, happy person.
And that's not the case.
And so many other parts of you are underdeveloped. And when people then experience situations where their rage is warranted, they then don't know how to behave. Like if you know, when you get angry and you just I've actually never even
I just cry.
angry enough
I don't even know how
to express myself.
I just cry because I'm like I don't know how to. First of all, I don't know the words or the language attached to not even rational anger, but to anger.
Yes. Because it's been stunted.
Exactly, it's been so stunted. I don't have that full range or that experience of it. So I can't even word my anger properly, or my frustration properly, because where do I even start, you know? And so I resort to crying, and that gets me nowhere. And even
and
that gets me more ignored.
And it doesn't even do what it does for other people. Like when you see that even your tears don't weigh as much, like that other people's tears mean more. And I mean, for me, this then became a realization extremely in primary school, where I was like, okay, like other tears mean more than other tears. Like me crying and saying so and so did this or said this is going to be followed with what did you do? But another person crying is going to be followed with something else. And there's also this idea that you should be more mature. You should know better. And if you then react in a way that is emotionally expected of an 11-year-old girl, all of a sudden you're being sassy or you're being feisty. Like all those connotations literally go back to that stereotype.
No, I mean, in high school, I just think about certain situations. A classic example I can think of is, I think I was in grade 11 or something, or was it matric? I don't know, but there was a white girl who had said something racist in class regarding triple B. You know how they do when triple B is brought up, and so she said something very illogical. It was based. It wasn't even factual. That was the amazing part. How do you say 94% of black people is South Africa uneducated? and think we're not gonna drag you. Like, I don't understand. So obviously, like, our reflex was to be like, no. And immediately we were shut down because it was like, no.
You guys are attacking her.
You guys are attacking her. But she was wrong. You know, so much so that it became...
and she was so comfortable,
she was so comfortable
in that wrongness.
And with a group of black
you're not
people,
even comfortable to be wrong.
Exactly. We were on Facebook just kind of like talking about it, and you know, we're kind of throwing shade.
Cyberbullies.
And yeah, we became cyberbullies the next day. We went to the principal's office, and we got there, and it was like, no guys, she's a hothead. Just, you know,
you need
and
to
I was
understand.
like, you need to understand, and we were like, but our feelings were hurt.
But it's literally what's happening, like even online now, where if you speak out against things that directly affect you, you are then seen as bullies.
Yeah.
But at the time when people were actually bullies and the space allowed them to be, the bully word wasn't being thrown around at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that then goes back to the silencing of the angry black woman. Because the fact that men even bait people. So they'll post something and then they'll be like, oh, the feminists are coming. Oh, the feminists. Like, you are almost always expected to be angry.
Yeah.
So people understand.
When you are, they're like, wow.
They're like, wow,
you know,
why are you angry?
Why are you angry? Why are you all in it?
But you literally wanted me to be angry.
Yeah.
Like, you knew that what you're doing is upsetting. And that then just says we are these people who, like, other people don't consider.
They don't consider.
Like, they don't see you as a person.
We also do need to talk about the function that black men play.
A big role.
In it's a huge role.
Sure.
In furthering that trope, you know. The angry black.
Because even now, it was mostly black men who were defending the rules.
Exactly.
So
I was about to ask, like, obviously boys and girls being raised differently, especially in like black homes. What's the influence that has had on the stereotypes and like in
it's
terms
had a
of
lot because you are then, if you're fighting with a boy in the house, you're going to be told that a girl doesn't behave that way. It don't matter what the fight's about.
It's, you know, you don't
if you disagree, you don't behave that way. That's all. Like, what the disagreement is about will not be interrogated. And I feel you see this in how people behave, like outside of their homes as well, even as adults in the workplace, where they're constantly invalidating black women and they're saying, no, you're over exaggerating, no, you're imagining things, you're being too
rash, you're being emotional,
exactly.
They love and the funny part is that that's the advice we get as women as well from other women, that like, no guys, you need to put your emotions aside. But how, like, how does that work? You know, if we're being fully functional adults, how does that work? How does that function? I don't understand how you can. And also, if a workplace is supposed
to be conducive to my entire being, and I'm supposed to be developing as a holistic human,
and not compartmentalized. You know, how do I experience the full range of my emotions outside and then inside? I can only cut this out, it doesn't make sense.
Keep the feminism at the door, kind of thing.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I think the workplace, it's not conducive. The work environment is not conducive to becoming as black women anyway, a full human. Because even there, you're not seen as a full, as you know, you can't even be dominating. Or when you are, it's like,
she's one of those.
There she goes again.
Rolls eyes.
Yeah, like, oh Lord, there she goes. You know. So it's just, guys, like, it's not
terrible.
It's not
and that's
cute.
why I've just decided that, you know what, fuck it. Like, any space that I'm in that I can speak up in, I will. I don't give a fuck if people aren't happy with what I have to say. Like, the silencing just enters every single part of your life. Where it becomes normal for a man to interrupt you. It becomes normal for a white woman to interrupt you.
And even how it translates into our, like, interpersonal relationships, like, particularly our romantic relationships. Particularly for heterosexual women who are in relationships with men. Certain things become a norm. You don't even know how to express your full range of dissatisfaction.
True.
Or even
because you don't want because you're so used to your dissatisfaction being viewed as an overreaction that you then feel that if I then say, you know what, Lwando, I don't like it when you do this, it's gonna become a fight.
Wow, why are you making a big deal?
Yes, because that has been your natural experience
Yeah.
as a person when you raise your discomfort.
Yeah.
But also you then don't know how to raise discomfort.
Exactly. And so
because
then you find yourself like just getting the bare minimum
and letting things
and
pass,
letting things
go by because
yeah.
as you were saying, you don't know how to articulate your rage. You don't know
Yeah.
how to articulate your frustrations. So now you're afraid that
And
if
you-
I tell this person I'm frustrated, I'm going to do it in a way that's going to be harmful to our relationship.
Yeah.
Which is, that means there's a problem already.
Yeah. And then you get to sometimes people push you and you get to a tipping point, and when you do experience that full rage, it is so destructive that what now? Yeah, it's
things get messed up.
Get messed up.
And
You
that's why
don't
women
know how
slash
to-
people's tires.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not justifying that at any point in time, but I'm saying at what point are women given the opportunity
Yeah.
to be able to express
Yeah.
their discomfort and their
Yeah.
grievances without them being gaslighted?
Yeah.
Beyond the violence that they then are frustrated into
Yeah.
committing.
Yeah.
At what point do people actually sit down and listen?
Yeah.
Because what Serena was saying was actually pretty
It's
calm.
facts. They are facts. And they're facts.
And
to
she
us.
was calm.
Yeah, she was calm.
She wasn't like, fuck you, you rusty ass bitch.
Yeah, which a lot of guys have done in tennis. They really have done. They
Straight up, there's a
clips.
video of fucking, what's his fucking
I'll
name?
kill you. He said, I'll kill you. The one said, fuck you. Like, come on, guys. And everyone's like, no, she's just being so unprofessional.
This other guy said his kids, white guy, said his kids had sleepless nights. His kids haven't slept since they saw that.
Your
She was
kids are
so
bitches.
scary. She looked
Your
like
kids
she
are
was gonna
bitches.
eat him. I'm like, do you understand what the fuck you're saying?
You really are playing into that
big
that big black woman
who eats kids.
I can't, guys.
And then you still let your, like, to prove that people do understand that this angry black woman stereotype is nothing but that, even though they use it and weaponize it against black women. Why are you always leaving your kids with black women? And why do you rely on black women so much emotionally?
Yeah.
And why do you, because niggas act like black women are their therapists, but at the same time you act like they are these dismissive, illogical, hostile, irrational
like,
people.
You know, it doesn't make sense.
Y'all finding healing in, like, at the end of a resting bitch face? Like, who looks for healing there?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, actually, so maybe let's talk about then how do we redress this? Where do we begin? You know,
I feel this, like what Serena and Maxine Waters and your Winnie Madikizela Mandela and your Mampela Rampeles have successfully done is create an environment or be the people who stand up and be the people who speak, and that then inspires others who I do understand we have like much smaller like social capital and power in the spaces that we occupy. But I mean, how liberating has your Twitter accounts been for you? Like that, having that one space where you can actually say something and challenge a man and know that physically, emotionally this motherfucker might say something that will hurt me, but physically I am safe. So in those spaces where we can, we need to speak up and we need to say, hey, you owe me an apology. Hey, I'm not finished. Hey, I'm not being irrational. I'm not being aggressive. I'm standing up for myself. I'm standing up for myself.
And even I think maybe we need to start sitting in those feelings. Like,
yes.
I may not be, I'm not being illogical, but I'm angry, and that's valid. I'm angry. You made me angry.
We need to stop trying to push anger away. Like
stop trying to be so cool, girls.
Like it's okay to be angry. It's a natural emotion, and it's being.
If a nigga comes to you and says, "Are you angry?" Yes, bitch.
Yes,
I am
I'm angry.
with your bitch ass. You know, it's fine. It's fine to say that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think we need to learn to sit in that and acknowledge it. And just because you're angry does not mean
that
what you're saying
wrong.
in that time
is invalid.
or it's illogical or you know, it's still you're still spitting facts.
And I mean, how can we spit facts while we're angry if we haven't been taught how to deal with anger? So like, please let us know how you're reclaiming your time and asserting yourself
for apologies
and how you've dealt with the microaggressions and the Angry Black Woman Stereotype.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe,
Tell everyone you know.
comment, share.
Yeah.
Well, how does Nikki say it? Subscribe.
and stop black men, please.
Yes. Get a grip.
Get a grip.
Little bitch
Grow
ass.
up, my darling.
Yo, embarrassing asses.